I can know some of my friends are now getting to the age where like, oh, I'm going to have a baby in the next 5 years. That kind of needs to be someone in my life who's serious. And I think for me, it's all like, well, I've got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to rush into someone right now?
Yeah, you don't have like a time bomb of, oh, my ovaries are going to expire.
Well, exactly. It's kind of a nice feeling to be like, shush ovaries, we don't care.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Single Sounds. My name is Katie Mack, and I am the host and creator of this original interactive dating podcast that you can be a part of. There are two ways you can join in. One, write in to date the guest, or two, be a guest yourself. To support this new method of dating by taking part, DM the podcast at Single Sounds, and I'll be waiting eagerly for your messages. This character can be described as an ambivert, yet the last woman standing on a night out. She knows all the best spots in London thanks to a previous job working at Visit London, and is interested in exploring gender binaries through art. She is not a fussy dater with a limited criteria. Just make sure you don't eat with your mouth open or annoy her when on a date, as she has many journalism contacts. Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's dive into your profile. Who, what, where?
Yeah.
So who are you sexually attracted to?
I would say I'm sort of like pansexual or queer. So pretty much anyone. Gender's like not really a thing that bothers me too much when I'm attracted to someone. Yeah.
That's cool. So what are you looking for?
Pretty much anyone. No, that sounds really desperate. Like anyone, please. No, I think so. We're talking about like height and things like
anything.
Yeah, that doesn't like again. Like I'm very tall, but I think that's more of an issue for other people than me. I don't really mind if there's an inch here or there. I'd say probably 5'10" or above if you're a guy.
Yeah,
and shorter if you're a girl doesn't really bother me too much. Yeah, I'm pretty open.
Yeah, cool. I like that. And how about where?
London, definitely. Like I will not be commuting out the city.
Fair. Is that like central, quite happy?
Well, I'm zone 3, so
okay,
anywhere between. I mean, maybe even zone 4, but preferably not.
Preferably. I guess there's only one. It depends where, but it could be only one different from you, so not too bad.
Exactly, somewhere. I'm west, but again, I sort of like work in like central north, so anywhere. Pretty flexible.
Love that. Let me know your never have I ever.
Never have I ever. Never have I ever been in a serious relationship. Ever.
How old are you?
I'm 30. So you'd think like most people by their 30 have had like one or two like pretty serious things.
What are we counting as serious?
I'd say like you're calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend, being together for like at least a few months.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. As in like never been official.
Like, I mean, when I was in like high school official.
Oh, yeah.
And then again at like university, I dated people like on and off for like 7 months period. I think like in my 20s, I just wasn't really like ready for a serious relationship or wanted that. I think I've been traveling a lot, had a really fun career, a lot of awesome friends, and like went around the world, and I wasn't really looking for someone to like be with in a more serious capacity because it just wasn't really fitting with my lifestyle. I think now I'm like for the first time definitely going to be in London for a few years, sort of more stable, and I think it's like getting to that stage where a lot of my friends are like getting married and having babies, and while I'm definitely not there yet, like I'm getting more to a place where something a bit more serious might work.
I get what you mean. You're stable in your location, so you're like open to it. I would say it's wild, but then I'm actually not sure, because in the sense that I actually have had quite a few people that have told me that like they've just never been in a serious relationship. And I think it's maybe a positive in the sense that people are like not putting it as high a priority on their list, especially women. Like I think so much of the generations before us were told that's your main goal, like as a woman, to find our partner. And like now, like you said, you have an awesome career, you have friends, they're higher up the list, and like it just wasn't really something that you felt needed to be at the top.
Well, exactly. And I think I'm quite lucky. It's like I know I really don't think I want kids, so my 20s, I can know some of my friends are now getting to the age where like, oh, I'm gonna have a baby in the next 5 years. That kind of needs to be someone in my life who's serious. And I think for me, it's all like, well, I've got my whole life ahead of me. Like, why do I need to rush into someone right now?
Yeah, you don't have like a time bomb of, oh, my ovaries are going to expire.
Well, exactly. It's kind of a nice feeling to be like, shush ovaries, we don't care.
Yeah. No, that is really liberating, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think most of my friends have been in like, I don't know any of my like close friendship group who've not had it, but I do know like there's definitely more people out there, especially women who are just not so focused on like those steps in life anymore.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you haven't dated. Like,
oh god, no, I've definitely dated lots of bad people.
Exactly. The examples I'm thinking of, they've been on plenty of dates. Like, I'd say they've seen a lot of people. It might not be like the official label, but they've dated people for like a few months, and it's just like not gone anywhere. It doesn't mean any lack of experience.
So we're going with tame.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe at the 30s, like such a societal age of like, you're 30 and you haven't done this, which is why I feel like some people would say it's wild.
Yeah.
It's maybe a bit harsh to say it's wild.
I know. I mean, I feel like, age is like such a construct and this 30 thing, though you do kind of feel it. And you're suddenly like, I'm now like, I need to start saving a deposit for a house. And like things I just never cared about literally 12 months ago. Yeah. Things change.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, you hit that age and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to get my shit together. I think you're all good.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
And hopefully we'll find someone anyway. So we'll continue on the dating theme.
Right.
Let me know your worst dating story.
So the date itself will start off, actually wasn't bad, but what ensued was not so great.
Okay.
So I went on this date when I was maybe like 21. I was like just out of university, dating in London online, like OkCupid, I think. So that just shows you like how long ago this was. Don't think the app exists anymore. Went on this date with this guy. We got on like really well. He was like quite into his music and film and books. And I was like much more pretentious back then. So all this stuff kind of mattered. We had like a really nice time. I went back to his house. Wasn't his house, it was like his friend's parents' house where he was sleeping in the study for a few months while I was in London. But we were 21, so that's cool. Did what you do when you go back to someone's house. I messaged him the next day when I went to work, like, had a lovely time, whatever. He totally ghosted me, never heard from him again.
Aww.
Which would be fine, like, pretty classic London dating story.
Yeah.
And fast forward 7 years, and I'm doing an MA course in Norwich at the University of East Anglia. There are literally 6 people on this course for a whole year, and he's sitting next to me.
No. Oh gosh.
And it was just like incredibly awkward. I definitely knew like straight up it was him. He was like saying he's like a writer and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, it's this guy. But he like didn't give me any inclination that he like recognized me at all.
Oh.
So this whole year was like this really awkward dance and me like, should I say something? Should I not? And then it turned out he knew the whole time, like my really good friend was dating his housemate and like he knew. It was just like this incredibly awkward year. It was like particularly awkward because there was just 6 of us on this course and we had like 4 seminars a week. Just never thought I'd see someone I ghosted. Like,
yeah.
That way.
So the year was okay.
The year was fine. It was just like we'd all go around to his house like a games night or something, and I'd just be like, yeah, we shagged.
Oh. Did other people know?
Just like my really good friend.
Oh.
It was just like there's definitely an awkward vibe the whole time. We probably should have just said, and I don't know why I'm usually like quite an upfront person, but it just got on this like really awkward. Like
maybe just because it was like so long ago. Like,
I think it was like I didn't want to be like this crazy person. Like, remember that time when you ghosted me
7 years ago?
Yeah, 7 years ago. It's like if he doesn't remember, I don't want to bring it up.
Yeah. Did you ever get confirmation that he remembered?
Yeah. So my friend was like dating his housemate, and the housemate had asked her, thinking like it could have been her. Like he did because like, he said like, oh, at the beginning, like he'd gotten with someone on the course, and he was like, was it you? And she was like, no, but I was like, I bet it's her. And she was right.
Just because of the awkward vibes.
Awkward vibes, and also we were a bit older than everyone else. Like we both taken like 7 years from doing our undergrad to doing it, and most of the people had gone straight in.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would have been really weird if it'd been her. I should have been like 15 at the time.
Been like underage,
this would be illegal.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was quite easy to like
like the juice,
narrow them down. Yeah. And what would your TED Talk topic be?
Okay, so while doing the masters, I did like quite a niche dissertation, which was like on gender binaries in the Cold War, and and like 1950s, 60s New York and LA, and how like different avant-garde poets and artists like subverted those binaries. And then I think what I do like with America like going so mad, I did American studies. So America like going like so backwards in a way of like abortion rights and things like that, is to like maybe do a TED Talk on like how we could look at those strategies those artists and like poets use in those times to like transform and move forward and like progress in gender today. This is like a very serious like sounding topic, like a fun podcast, but that's generally what I'd probably do it on.
No, yeah. If that's a genuine answer,
yeah.
I mean, it's more what you're interested in. Like if that's what you're passionate about, that will come across better than if you're trying to say something that you think would be more fun. But...
Well, exactly. So I'm just like very interested in like gender and art and poetry. Again, it used to be like very pretentious back in the day, so much more relaxed now. But that's probably just like looking at like I think they managed to transform the world in a really powerful way in like the 50s and 60s. And like, I think we could do with a bit of that right now.
I don't know anything about this. Is that because they portrayed gender in a different, like a new light?
Yeah, I think there's like these groups of like women and artists like living together, and like at the time like things had gone backwards a bit then, like there'd been a load of progression during the war and women were like suddenly like working and like stuff, and then suddenly they were like, no, go back to your houses, be a good housewife, have your babies, take some diazepam and shush, basically. And I think then a load of women were like, no, we're not going to do that. And they started like creating these like amazing artworks or writing about their experiences really like honestly and authentically, and like publishing it and like really subverting the times. And I think, yeah, it was kind of powerful, and slowly but surely the rest of society kind of caught up again.
Yeah. So was it quite like a strong feminist movement?
Yeah, like huge strong feminist movement going on at that time. Yeah,
love
the feminism.
We love the feminism. Okay, and you know the best spot in London for what?
I'm going to say like most food and drink needs you have.
Any needs.
Any food, any drink needs. I used to work at Visit London, which is like the official tourist website for London. And I used to get invited to like a lot of restaurants and places to go. And I used to have to write up about like, you know, best French spots in London or best burger spots in London, and get to try out quite a lot of places. So over time, I've accumulated quite a good knowledge of like things in London, and it helps that both my brothers work in hospitality. One's a chef, one's a bartender. So as a family, we're pretty good. Like someone will have a recommendation. So if you need noodles or pizza or a cocktail, I can probably like work out a cool spot for that.
That's cool. Okay, tell me pizza. Pizza's my favourite.
Okay, so there's a place in Exeter Market, Santoro, which I really like. It's quite fun. Oh, it's good. I do like the kind of square pizzas. It's great for sharing. It's a good vibe.
The big ones.
Yeah, the big ones.
Nice. How about cocktail? I also like cocktail.
Cocktail, quite like the Vault in Greek Street in Soho. So yeah, you go through like the bookshelf and the bar stuff, and really fun. I've got a really cool cocktail menu. It's a good vibe. It's like very like dark, kind of a good date spot, I think.
Yeah. And what would your moan of the moment be?
People eating with their mouths open. I hate it so much. I feel like this has been going on like longer than just a moment, but there was like when I used to live in Brixton and commute into Soho, there'd be a woman who ate porridge every morning.
On the tube.
And like we'd always end up in the same... I know, it was so grim. And this would happen at least 3 times a week. So I reckon she was doing it every day, but 3 times a week we were on the same carriage. And she'd eat this porridge with her mouth open.
Oh.
And it was just like, I'd have to get up and move. It was like, ugh. So this has been going on since then. But I do feel like since lockdown, like people have sort of forgotten some like social manners and needs, and I just feel like I'm noticing it more than normal, and it just really grims me out. Like, just close your mouth.
It's not nice. I think the only time that like I can kind of be like, oh, it's fair, is if you're talking, and then they kind of like, you know, when you put it to the side. Yeah. And you're like, okay, I see what you've done there.
I get why. Like, I've interrupted you. Yeah. You could just go like the awkward, like finger up, like 1 minute.
Yeah. Just hold on.
But no, I feel like I've definitely been noticing it more recently, and it just really like, oh.
Is that on dates?
Dates, in public, everywhere. Just happening more. Or maybe I'm just getting weirder and like more pedantic about it. But something's happened.
It could be COVID, to be fair. I mean, like everyone was just at home. No one was monitoring what you were doing.
Like, I totally get it. I was like in my PJs in front of TV, like pretty much every day into a week. And that's becoming a real slob too. But we're back in public now. We need to pull it together, guys.
Close your mouth. Oh, another food related one. Meal of choice.
Yeah, pasta every time.
Always pasta.
I love pasta. I could eat it like every meal of the week.
Every meal.
I'd be happy.
So that would be like if you only had to eat one type of food.
Totally pasta forever. I'll make it. Like, I'll hand make pasta. I love going out.
You can hand make it.
It's actually much easier than people like.
Oh, really?
It's like not that hard. I mean, some are harder than others, but like your basic like flour, water, pasta, not too difficult.
Yeah.
But I used to like do this thing like, I won't eat anything I can make at home really easily. And then I started eating like fresh, good pasta out. And I'm like, what was I thinking? I can't make this at home. It's like so much better. So yeah, pasta all the time.
Oh, okay. So you can make it, but it doesn't taste as nice as if you go to like a proper Italian.
Like the whole thing also like the sauces, like I'm not going to spend 12 hours making like a ragu. Let's be real. But they will. It's really good.
Is you like the slow cooked, like saucy?
I love that, but also just like keep it simple, like cheese and pepper, which is basically just cheesy pasta.
Yeah.
But like,
I love a cheesy pasta.
Who doesn't love, if you call it cacio e pepe, like it's posh and fancy suddenly. It's like, it's just cheddar and pepper, but it's cool.
Do you cook a lot then?
I cook quite a bit, but like my whole family are like really big cooks. As I said, my younger brother's like a chef. My mum, my stepdad, my dad, my stepmom, all really great cooks, and like everyone, all my friends, great cooks. So I tend to not cook as much as I'd probably like to,
because everyone else is cooking for you.
Literally, everyone's cooking for me all the time.
I wish I had your family.
I know. I'm allowed to do breakfast basically. Like no one cares about breakfast as much as me, so like I'll make a brunch.
Yeah, nice. I love a brunch.
Yeah, pancakes, bacon, the whole lot.
Yeah, what's your go-to brunch?
Depends. Like I'm really into like making shakshuka at the moment.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like really like the tomatoes and the eggs, like loads of parsley, or like do like a very American style like pancakes with like crispy bacon and like fresh fruit. I used to live in America as a kid, so for me that's like a very like
like
nostalgic. Yeah, totally.
That's nice. I love pancakes, but I don't have the healthy ones.
No, it can't be the healthy ones.
Mine would be like, you know, when you go to IHOP, I'd order like, you know, the triple chopped chip.
Oh yeah,
chocolate pancakes,
whipped cream on top.
Yeah, like, exactly. like the unhealthiest Nutella, like everywhere.
Let's get a heart attack on a plate.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
Love that.
I've got such a sweet tooth. It's like
a
disaster.
I used to, when I was like a teenager, I'd like just always want like the chocolate and like always, and now it's like definitely switched to like in the last 5 years for like much more like a starter savory kind of person.
Oh really? You'd go for the starter over the dessert?
Yeah, which like
wow,
19-year-old me would be like, what is wrong with you? What happened to you, man? Like
maybe I just haven't like matured enough yet. Maybe I need to wait a few more years.
It might happen for you, who knows.
Maybe I'm still in like the 19-year-old phase.
I was there for like quite a while. It's literally only the last few years when I'm like, salt, yes.
Yeah, maybe I'm not there yet. I'm 26, so maybe, you know, like next year I'll be like,
you'll suddenly like switch and like, oh my god,
I'm a starter person now.
Look at me go, I'm an adult.
Okay, bestie rec time.
I love all my friends, but I also kind of hate them, so I'm like a little bit worried about what they're gonna say.
Love them but hate them.
Yeah,
you don't know who this is actually, do you?
Not entirely certain. I gave you a few people, so who knows.
3 reasons to date my bestie. Number 1, she loves the sash. She takes last woman standing to a new level and will still be standing by the time you're at work on a Tuesday. Number 2, she's worked for the Metro, the Telegraph and Visit London, so don't mess with her or she'll drag your name through the mud. Number 3, you'll have to have a full bank balance to fund a date with her, as she's a very expensive taste, but not a penny to her name, but it will all be worth it.
Again, I love hate.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah. This is such a typical thing for her to say as well.
No, I thought it was good. It's like, don't mess with her because she's got journalism contacts.
Yeah, it's true, I do.
So
I would like to say I have, yes, and then been past known to be like the last person standing. I am trying to mature and grow.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I just want to get into the impression that I do this every week of the night. But at a weekend, yeah, sure. I like a good party.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with people. I like going out. It's fun.
Also, you'll find people that also are that person. Like every friend group has that person.
That person.
It's not that rare.
Also, it always surprises me. One of my really good friends, she's like the quietest, like most like reasonable person. When you meet her, like my parents love her. I think she's like this very normal girl. And like she's always up to like the last person standing. It's like you just would not expect it. But sometimes it's the quiet ones you got to watch out.
Yeah.
Not with me. I'm clearly very loud. But like, sometimes it is.
No, I feel like that goes with your personality. You know, like if you're extroverted, you're going to be out longest. That's where you get energy from, right?
Well, I think like weirdly, I think I'm actually kind of more of an ambivert, but I wouldn't come with like, I get so much energy from being around people. I love partying. I love going out, drinks, like going dancing. I like adore it. But I also really love curling up in bed and like not speaking to anyone for like 24 hours. And if I don't do like a bit of that each week, I've noticed like if I'm around people all the time, I get a bit like
drained. Yeah,
definitely a bit drained. Again, if I spend too much time in my house by myself, like reading books and like watching telly, I also get like really apathetic about life. So I need to like go out and have a bit of a party again.
Yeah, you start looking at the rain, like pathetic fallacy, and you're like, I'm so sad.
Honestly, and like I like become like Miss Havisham. Like during lockdown, I started like wearing this dress around. I was like living with my family, wearing this like white dress around the house all the time. My younger brother was like, "You need to change. You're becoming Mrs. Havisham. Like, get a life."
Yeah, I'd say I'm exactly the same. Like when I was younger, I was definitely I still think I'm a lot more extroverted, but nowadays I need my time a lot more than I did. If I look at my calendar and I've got a plan every night after work and every like day of the weekend also, I actually go like, oh God.
It feels you anxiety, doesn't it? Like, oh my God, I'm
and then it's really
people.
annoying because like I want to enjoy every event, but you actually can't if you're like so overwhelmed with like everything that you've got going on.
I think like getting older, like being much better at being like, you know what, I do need a night or two a week at home, and I'm like better at like thinking about what is the really important stuff to go to and like what realistically will not be the end of the world. I'm just like, guys, I need a night in, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I learned like really quickly in my first year of work, I blocked out Monday, Tuesdays, because I was like, no one should be booking those days, like unless it's like a really important thing, like I don't know, it's your first exhibition at an art gallery, you know, like
sure, we'll go to that,
whatever. But like
that happens every Monday.
A one-off Monday, or like someone wants to go to the theatre and they're the cheapest tickets, fine. But most weeks, like, you don't need to see me Monday or Tuesday.
Like, drinks on a Monday or Tuesday is, like, not a good idea.
No.
Like, I think on a whole, like, I'm, like, trying to avoid any plans till Thursday. I was really annoying in my last job. I had to, like, work every Thursday evening, like, randy at work drinks and, like, had to host it. So I'd often end up going out on a Wednesday to, like, supplement that. But no more. So I've got my Thursdays back and I'm very excited.
I have a few friends that they're similar. They work in media.
Yeah.
So a lot of their, I guess, like their work time's also social time.
Yeah, it gets really confusing.
Yeah. And they do like work lunches, but they're not really lunches. They go on like all afternoon, like for most Thursdays, Fridays. And I honestly think that's really impressive because it sounds really fun, but I think you'd be so drained. Yeah.
That's me. I used to organise all like our internal company events, and it is like super fun. And we were like an events festival company. So we put a lot of money and like energy into those, and it was super fun. And I got to meet a lot of people, but the line, like, it's a bit blurry between like what's fun, what's work. And also you're just kind of tired, like working to like that late at night, several nights a week.
And constantly feeling like you have to be on form.
Yeah, like you have to be like funny and engaging because it's like your job to make sure everyone's talking and being like, and sometimes you just want to sit in a corner, have a pint with your friend and like just have a good old chat. And you're like, oh no, you can't really do that. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's like getting paid to like have a drink and like entertain people, like boo-hoo, but you know.
No, that's the thing. I think to everyone else, it sounds like you've just got the best job ever. But when you actually think about the energy required for that job, only specific people can do it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Ambivert.
Ambivert.
Ambivert. Yeah, I like it. Okay, final round. This or that. Are you decisive?
Clearly not.
It's so funny. Like the guy just recorded like last. He was like, yes. And I was like, oh, an actual decisive person. Whereas like most people do what you do. They go like,
I decided obviously no.
That's your answer. Yeah. It's really funny.
It's a good question for that.
Would you rather the aliens that make first contact with Earth be robotic or organic?
I think organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a super random question.
I kind of like it, but no, the robots scare me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the organic, you feel like you could maybe communicate with them or like relate to them.
Yeah, and I'm like quite an arty, floaty, like kind of individual. Organic just seems more my vibe. Like robotic, I'd just be like terrified and run.
Yeah, it's harsh and metallic. Yeah. And they probably have really good equipment / technology to kill you.
Exactly.
Whereas the organic, I don't know.
I don't know. They'll just probably be floating around, like having a good time.
Like the hippie aliens.
I want the hippie aliens.
Nice quick one. Ketchup or mayo?
Probably mayo, but I kind of hate myself as I say it. Not an easy one.
I guess it's like if you had a plate of chips in front of you, which one would you go for first?
Probably ketchup in that instance, but I feel like I put mayo in like a lot more things like sandwiches and I put it on like, I use it probably more day to day.
Okay, you use it more, yeah.
But I probably prefer ketchup as an instant hit.
Yeah, no, because I'm definitely ketchup. But I was thinking more like if I had something to dip it. Whereas you're right, I have a lot of tuna, so I use mayo a lot.
Yeah, you can't mix ketchup with that.
No, that would be weird. You probably could.
Probably all right, actually.
Give it a go.
Yeah, let's go.
Also have it more in pastas, like tuna mayo and pasta.
Also do like disgustingly ketchup and pasta.
Yeah, that's not good. Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
So it'd be really hard. So I speak a lot for my job. It would be really hard to like do communications and not chat, not be able to communicate. But I love reading. Like I read like all the time. I read a book a week. So
a book a week.
I try. I say this. I like read like 4 books in 1 week and then nothing for 2 weeks. So it's sort of like it goes in spurts. But I honestly, these questions are killing me.
I know. That is
hard
really
hitters. The aliens was the easiest. I would probably lose the ability to read, but I'd hate it.
Yeah.
Audiobooks though, so
yeah, that's what I literally like went through this in my mind when I wrote it out, because I was like, I don't think I could not speak. Like, I think that would actually kill me.
Yeah, I'm a very chatty person.
Yeah,
so.
and I like talking about my feelings and my thoughts and everything. I don't think writing them down would be the same.
No, and I
need
wouldn't.
to vent.
Also, you can't like properly express yourself. I mean, you can, but it's just different.
It's not the same, because also then they could read it in like not the right tone.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, when you send a text and like sometimes you sound like an absolute arsehole, and it's like if you just did it as a voice note, everyone would be happy.
Yeah, honestly, when I have like more conflicting conversations on text, I now always voice note, because I think it just sounds so much less aggressive.
Tone is like so important.
Point across. Yeah,
totally.
Better.
Okay, so, we'll lose the ability to read.
Yeah, it would be sad though. I love reading, especially on holiday.
Also, it can be quite difficult for my job. I do a lot of proofreading.
Yeah,
I have to find a new profession either way.
Yeah, it's true. You just be a speaker and nothing else.
Yeah, that's all I do. I chat now.
Would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
I think fur. I love fur.
Yeah.
Just soft and cuddly. I love that.
Yeah, I agree. I pick fur. Oh, yeah, I don't. Scales isn't good.
They're creepy.
Yeah, and it might be like slimy and I don't know.
Yeah, no,
like
not
cold.
into it.
Yeah, no.
No, definitely fur.
Fluffy's cute and cuddly.
Yeah.
TV shows or movies?
TV.
Yeah.
Instantly. Like, I like a good film, but I watch so much TV. Like, I'm definitely like a serial watcher, binging of programs. So,
oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What platforms? That's what I want to say.
Netflix predominantly, but I've got subscriptions to pretty much all of them. You got the bases covered.
Yeah, I'm the biggest on Netflix, to be fair. I actually do have all the others as well. I don't know what it is about Netflix. I just like go through that top 10 like there's no tomorrow.
I know. I think also like just the user like interface is like a lot easier. I find like Amazon, like I get really annoyed by using it. I can't find anything I want to watch. It just like annoys me. And like Now doesn't have like very much. Apple doesn't have very much. And like Netflix, I think also it's got like a lot of like very comforting TV, like just rubbish like dating shows and stuff like that.
I've just started a new one. It's ridiculous. It's Dated and Related.
Oh my God, I started watching that. I love it.
It's so stupid, but it's great.
That's the kind of TV I like to say, like, I probably like read like quite arty books, watch quite arty films, but my TV choices are just very questionable.
Like, trash, yeah.
Like, my people like, actually my film choices are also really rubbish. People like ask me to recommend them stuff because they watch and like consume a lot of media. And then they always go like, this is awful. This is absolute trash. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
But it's good trash.
It's good trash. I enjoyed this trash. If I don't like it, it is absolutely shockingly awful.
Yeah. You're like the bar of how tragic it is.
Honestly. Like, if I don't like it, like, no one should watch it.
Well, those shows, like, I don't know. I just think the producers of them are really clever. It's so fake. Like, you know, it's all like set up and all the conversations are not genuine. But then I'm still watching every episode and I'm so invested. Oh, yeah. So they're doing something right.
It's like a formula that they've like really perfected.
Yeah. Dated and Related is literally a copy of Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you noticed that. I think they even sat in the same room.
Yeah. And I feel like the whole vibe is totally the same. They just happen to put in some siblings. Yeah. Because everyone should date with their siblings.
I do quite like the concept. I feel like someone had an original thought there and was like, oh, it might be quite fun.
Oh, I think it's quite funny. I'd hate the idea of like sitting next to my brothers while I go on a date.
Do you have two brothers?
I've got two brothers, an older and a younger, who are very lovely, and I hang out with them a lot and I get on really well with them, but not when I'm on a first date, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, I actually did the same. I have two brothers, but they're both younger.
Right.
And I just feel like, I think it'd be okay, but it's just not ideal. I think everyone would just feel really awkward.
Really awkward. Definitely really awkward.
Yeah. Okay, final question.
Oh my God.
Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
One real get out of jail free card. Yeah, I think that'd be useful for my life. It sounds like I'm well to way more stuff tonight.
No, that's fair. I mean, if you're the last one standing, maybe you might like just get caught up in an accidental argument, fight, anything.
Exactly. And like sometimes over in America, they've got like very tight drinking laws, like on drinking on the street and stuff. It might be very mundane, like I was caught drinking a beer on the street, but I'd like to not be in American jail system for a hot minute.
The key that opens any door. I don't know. I thought that one was like the more obvious one when I wrote that down. But then I'm thinking, like, how many doors do I look at? And I'm like, oh, I really want to open that.
I mean, I can be quite nosy and would be curious, but then sometimes you'd need that get out of jail free card once you've gone through that
trespass.
Exactly. Like, and also some things you shouldn't see. You're not meant to see.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that like inquisitive in the sense that the doors that I can go in are the ones I care about.
Also, I'm realizing increasingly, like, I'm very unobservant. And I probably wouldn't even notice the most exciting. Like, there's like so many. I go to this pub all the time in Soho. My family go there all the time. And there's been like a shop that's apparently been there for like the last year. And I was like the other day, like, oh, that's new. And everyone's like, no, it's not. And this happens to me all the time. So I probably wouldn't notice any exciting doors to go through.
Fair enough.
Stalking in like La La Land all the time.
Sounds like a nice place to be.
It's quite nice.
Okay, and that concludes the podcast.
Well, it's been a delight.
Do you have any final words?
Thank you.
That's it.
No, that's it. It's been lovely.
If you could be the perfect match for this character, contact the podcast at Single Sounds to receive their details. Thanks for listening and supporting Single Sounds, and you can guarantee I'll be back next week with another city single. Have a great week.